Black Ops 6 Season 2 Reloaded just dropped and they added a bunch of new content. So today we are going to be going over the absolute best settings so you actually can enjoy the update. Firstly, I do play controller on PC, but these settings are still going to go for console. I just have a little bit more advanced ones, and so for those parts you can skip over them. Now I use an Xbox Elite V2 so I can have the paddles on the back. I seriously recommend to get a controller with paddles if you want to be a lot better. What a lot of other players do, what I used to do in the past is play claw, so I'd have my pointing finger hit these buttons, allowing me to be able to drop shot or jump shot while still being able to aim. Now what you can also do is go over to your button layout and then use bumper, jumper, tactical. It's going to flip a couple things around, very weird to get used to, but that is very helpful if you don't want to play claw or you don't have a fancy controller. Another thing that you notice on my controller is that I have a tall right vortex control freak. I've been using this since I was literally like 13 years old. Basically makes it so I don't have to like move the stick as much for it to register on the screen, allowing me to play with a lower sensitivity, which then allows me to have better centering. And when you have better centering, you're going to be able to get that first shot off, and that's like kind of why I can hit iridescent somewhat easily if I've not played against cheaters every single game. And so if you don't have a control freak, I recommend maybe playing at like 1.5. You could even go up to like 1.65. The professional players, a few of them do use control freaks and a few of them do not, and so it's not a must. You do not need it, but I wouldn't really go past 1.65 for the sensitivity, so then you have better centering, better control, and you're just more consistent on the game. If you are sniping or if you're playing on Warzone, I have seen people go higher just because the map's bigger, a little more things going on. Sniping, you're playing pretty aggressive. And then if you do want to get any control freaks, I should have a link down in the comment section and you can use code CBEST for a little discount. For the controller vibration, you're going to want to turn that off. Makes sense. Less things vibrating in your hand should lead to a lot better aim. For the dead zone inputs, this is absolutely massive. You're going to want to have the left stick min at like 1. I wouldn't go past that. You could even do 0. It's just my guy will just like start sprinting forward because of the stick drift. So I have it at 1. This is just going to make it so it feels like you have a better reaction time. For the left stick max, I have mine at 70. Now I only have to move my stick from the center to 70% to get 100% movement speed. I wouldn't go past really 75, and I wouldn't go below 45. You got to go into a game and just test it out yourself. Some pro players use 40, some pro players use 75. It really is up to you guys. For the right stick min, I like to have mine at 5. I do have a lot of stick drift, and so I should increase it to like 7. But I feel like my aim isn't as responsive, and so even if you have a lot of stick drift, I wouldn't necessarily go past 5. And then with a brand new controller, I still have it at 3 because you do want a little bit of just a little bit of give in there, so you don't overcompensate on your recoil control. For the left trigger, right trigger, you want these at 0, and your right stick max at 99. Now for the aiming, we're going to go over to the sensitivity multiplier. Again, because I have a control freak, I don't have to move the stick as much, and it just makes it feel like I'm on a higher sensitivity, and so that's why I have mine at 0.85. I never used to ever play on a low sense, but in the last like 2 months, I lowered it to a lower one, and oh my god, I'm just so consistent on the game. Some gunfights I lose because I need more sensitivity, but overall I'm a lot better, and so I do recommend you guys to try out these ones, and you can gradually go up. I want to go past 1.0 though, so and again, you can get used to any sensitivity. You're just looking for something that you're consistent with. And then look conversion, obviously you want that off. ADS sensitivity transition timing, I have mine at gradual instead of instant. Some pro players use instant, some use gradual. This is basically makes it so if you do have a sensitivity multiplier, ours is 0.85, so it's going to be 85 or 85% as fast as the 1.42. This is going to gradually get down to there. Instant, it's like instantly at 0.85. This gradually gets to 0.85, and it feels a lot better. It doesn't sound like it, but it does, and I think majority of you guys are going to like that. For the aim response curve type, dynamic, a lot of people, well, in my comments will say standard or linear. This is like the old Call of Duties. And in the newer Call of Duties, the games are very sticky. The aim is insane sticky. It's just easy. Everybody can shoot back. Everybody has no recoil because of the amount of aim assist. And that's because of dynamic. And the lowest I've ever seen someone go in here is like 0.92. The lower you go, the closer you're going to linear. And so you're basically reducing the amount of aim assist, which is a little bit helpful in case there's like, you know, a lot of enemies running on your screen and you want to track one a little bit better. For the target aim assist on, motion sensor behavior off. This stuff doesn't really matter. If you guys do find this video helpful, a like is appreciated. You can leave a comment, saying your thoughts, a little vouch in there. For the sprint assist, you want yours on tactical sprint assist. This game, yes, there is going to be a delay if you are tac sprinting, then you go to fire your gun. If there's a guy that's just ADS holding you, you're probably going to die because there's a crazy delay. But a lot of your gunfights, a lot of time you're sliding around, and so you don't really experience that delay. And so I do recommend tactical sprint assist. And then you're going to want to go to mantle assist off, crouch assist off, corner slice off. This is just visual. It doesn't benefit you in any other way. And then back to the sprint assist. Make sure you have your sprint assist delay on 0, sprint assist sideways and backward on. And so that's just going to make your game very responsive. Now you want to do hybrid for the next one. Dolphin diving isn't that beneficial. A lot of people, I see the dolphin diving, it just gets them killed. Like, you really don't need to dolphin dive, but it is nice to be able to dolphin dive without a delay. If you have it on like tap to slide or tap to dive, you're going to have a weird delay. It's going to make it feel like you're playing in mud. And so hybrid eliminates the delay. With the slide only and dive only, there's no delay at all, but you're not going to be able to do one of the mechanics. For the sprint restore on, slide maintain sprint on, parachute automatic behavior off, mantle cancels reload off, movement advanced settings. We're going to go all the way down to single tap run. This is going to make it so you basically, it's just very, very responsive. The second you click down on that left stick, if you're laying down and you want to sprint, it's going to allow you to sprint. Plunging underwater free, sprinting door bash on. Then we're going to go down to combat settings. And for the ADS side behavior, hold weapon mount activation off, dedicated melee weapon activation, hold melee, prioritize body shield. I want to prioritize just putting it inside the enemies. I'm sorry. Armor plate behavior, apply all at once for the C4. A lot of this stuff doesn't really matter too much. Literally personal preference. It's not going to like impact your gameplay. One thing that will though is going to be your interact/reload behavior. I like to have it on prioritize interact. If you're not used to this, whenever you go to reload, you're going to be picking up guns and it's going to piss you off. But I think it's a lot better because now it's a reload. You're going to have to hold the reload and then you can tap to interact. So if someone rushes you and you run out of ammo, it's better to just pick up a weapon and hope that there's ammo so then you can win that gunfight. And then you're usually already in a safe spot, so it's okay to like hold the reload. It just takes a long time to get used to. Same with the hybrid setting. Sprint cancels reload off, kimbo behavior, paired ADS stick swap off, depleted ammo weapon switch on. And then for the scoreboard, toggle, overlay, advanced settings, a lot of this stuff doesn't really matter too much. I just have a delay because there was a glitch in Warzone where I couldn't use streaks, and I hope they fixed it, but they probably have it. That's going to wrap it up for the controller settings. Now, if you are on console, this is going to look a little bit different, but just, you know, stay tuned with me because some things will apply to you, and it's actually very important. Full screen exclusive is a lot better. It reduces input delay, but since I am a streamer and I got to use my other monitors, it is beneficial for me to be on exclusive. And then feel free to use all of these things on here. We're basically just trying to get the most amount of FPS possible. Render resolution, if you have it lower than 100, you're gonna get more FPS, but then it's really hard to see the enemies and you don't really need it past 100. Dynamic resolution off, upscale/sharpening, please have it on fidelity and then go from like 50 to 100. Majority of people like 100. It makes everything stand out so much better. I wish it was just built into the game, but I guess that's why I just bit my tongue. They try to show the other options if you don't have that good of a PC, but it's just fidelity is insanely beneficial. Texture resolution, make sure yours is on normal. Low isn't bad. It's just like I feel like everything's pixelated and really hard to see the enemies, and sometimes in this game it's already to, you know, it's hard to tell if an enemy's alive or dead. And so that's why I like it at least on normal, but my PC can handle high with that. I still get 300 frames, so I don't mind that. Texture filter anisotropic. This doesn't hurt your FPS whatsoever, so I have that on ultra. Maybe it gives you, it takes away 1 FPS. Depth of field off, detail quality low, particle resolution very low. Bullet impacts, you get more FPS with that off, but I do like to see recoil patterns and stuff. Persistent effects off, shader quality on low, on-demand texture streaming. If you put it on optimized and then turn off down the limits and have your cache size at 32, you should get less packet burst. Although I've been getting a lot of packet burst recently, so maybe that doesn't fix it anymore. But it seems like whenever there's an update, everybody lags, and that's how it was on the game yesterday. It was horrible. Local texture streaming quality low, shadow quality very low, screen space shadows. This makes your camos look better, and in my videos I want the guns and the camos to look good, so I have it on high, as well as the screen space reflection. Screen space lighting off, static reflection quality low, tessellation off, volumetric quality low, deferred physics quality off, weather grid volumes quality off, water quality off. I apologize if I'm going a little bit too fast in there. I just know a lot of that stuff didn't really change with the update, so I don't want to say the same thing in every single video. For the field of view, if I'm trying to have fun, if I'm playing Warzone, playing pubs, I'll do 115 or 120, even 120 on Warzone, just because the map is so big, it's beneficial to see a lot more. But if you're on multiplayer and you're trying to do the best of the best, I wouldn't go past 103, and I wouldn't go lower than like 97. A lot of the pro players play on 97, 98, 103, and this is because the multiplayer maps aren't that big, so you don't need to see as much of your screen, and it makes your targets a lot bigger, and so it's easier to have better accuracy. You're just more consistent on the game, and like there's a reason why all the pro players play on a lower FOV. And then for the ADS field of view, we are going to be adding affected, and then weapon field of view wide, third person field of view 90, vehicle field of view default, world motion blur and weapon motion blur both on off, and then turn down all the movement and everything. And then inverted flashbang, honestly, I'm just gonna have it on white. The black was kind of freaking me out, and I don't mean anything crazy by that. I always thought my monitor turned off. Master game volume 100. Oh, we're gonna go over some insane audio settings, like crazy. That's so beneficial. So speaker slash headphones, games, yeah, this stuff doesn't really matter too much. Make sure the enhanced headphone mode is on. I do recommend purchasing this if you do play the game a lot. A little pay to win in there, but not as broken as loudness EQ on the PCs. And so if you're on console, I really do recommend that so you can have somewhat of a chance against a PC player with the audio. Audio mix, sucker punch. You can use other ones, but this one sounds the best, and I've seen a lot of very good players use this. And to me, just from my ranked journeys, I like the sucker punch. Mono audio off. Mute game when minimized off. Mute licensed music, all this stuff, you're all good. Tinnitus sound, I like to have that on. Now for the, I think it's over here, we're gonna go to enhanced headphone. No, it's not in there. It is configure frequency intensity. This basically makes it so the footsteps are so loud, and this is more so if you have a gaming headset. I use the Kiwi Ear Orchestra Lights IEMs just because I have like a rat on my head, so I don't like getting the headset hair. And so these are a little bit better for me. And so if you copy down these frequencies, you should be able to hear the footsteps a lot better. Obviously, it's better if you fine tune it for like, you specifically, but this should be pretty good. It's very universal. Copy down those. That's going to be for the left and the right. Now, if you did find that helpful, make sure you subscribe. And then voice chat volume, I like to have mine at 100, so I'm the loudest one in the lobby. Everything else on, and it doesn't really matter. Make sure you have your proximity chat, all your voice chats and everything on. Don't be a softie and turn off proximity chat. Interface, we're gonna basically not change too much. Some of the stuff is PC. Feel free to copy what I like to have on the screen. And then these things down here, the most important area is going to be on the gameplay HUD, which goes into color customization. We're going to go over to the presets. You want standard on there. Visuals, minimap shape, you want this on square. It's going to make it so you can see more of the minimap, and you should be looking at the minimap 24/7. That literally tells you where all the enemies are, where your teammates are, just every single thing, and like where you need to look. And like the thing that separates a good and bad player is the minimap, or a pro player from a good player is a minimap. Like they are just understand it better. And looking at the kill feed, because then you know how much you can push up and release and things like that, knowing where the enemies are. Compass type, minimap rotation on, radar off. Scale, I like to make the minimap a little bit bigger, so I have it at 120, but I've seen some people do 150, but I think most of you guys will like 130, 120. Information all on scale 100, minimap opacity 90, and then feel free to copy all of these things. For the colors, we're going to make your game extremely bright, making everything so absolutely easy to see by adding the color filter 2 on there, and then make sure it's on both, and then you want to max out both of the intensities, and that wraps it up for and then we're going to go down to crosshair. You want static, makes it so it's easier to center. You're gonna have better hip firing, and then you want the crosshair dot on. If you're on a big TV, you probably want largest, and if you're on like a monitor, probably larger, or you can do default. I just don't know how people see that dot. Maybe I'm just getting old or something. 24 and I can't see anything. Crosshair spread on, crosshair opacity 100, crosshair color, you want that cyan or color that you like, but the cyan just really stands out to me, and I just feel like I'm faster with the reaction times. And then your game will crash less packer burst, and it runs better if you turn off the gore effects. And I think with all that said, that's going to completely wrap it up. We went over everything but keyboard and mouse, because I don't play keyboard and mouse. But yeah, if you guys did find this helpful, subscribe. Deuces.